She was born in February, so I couldn't go back to school in January for the end of the first semester, start of the second semester, because she wasn't born to February, so I had to repeat the 10th grade over. And then by the time that I got to the 12th grade, I was pregnant with my second daughter, and I had to miss a half a semester of school going in. I had made the first, but I had missed the second because she's born in December. But what it was when I went back, the teachers all voted for me to walk with my class because I was an honor roll student. And what happened was I walked with my class, but I had a blank diploma. And I had to go back to summer school for 6 weeks uh, and make up my grades. You know, because in that 6 weeks you were able to cover what they had covered because you didn't have no slack. They gave you homework to cover 6 weeks. So I covered my 6 weeks and got my diploma.
But your class was 66 and you graduated in 68.
Yes, because see, in '66, when I was to come out, I had failed the fifth grade here on the hill, so that threw me a year behind. So that supposed to came out in '67. But then when I got pregnant with my oldest daughter, then that I had to repeat the 10th, so that threw me to come out in '68. So I came out in '68, but I was supposed to came out with Charles in '66. But when I was in the fifth grade, the only problem I had with racism is it was with this white guy up on the, I keep saying up on the hill, but he lived up the road across the tracks and stuff. His father was very prejudiced to anybody black, and his son spit on me, and I went to the teacher and told her, and she sort of laughed it off. You know what I'm saying? But when I came home and told Mama what had happened, Mama met him out here in the road because they had to come off the hill up there and come around the road. Well, he didn't think anything about it, so she met him when he came across the bridge, and she slapped him. You know, and told him, "Don't you never put your hands on my daughter again." Well, he went home and told his dad, and then his dad, you know, came here, and him and Mama had a few consultational words. Well, Mama called the teacher, and sort of like told her, "I will see you tomorrow, because you don't tell those boys it's okay to spit on no child, I don't care whose it is." Well, she didn't come to school for 5 days. And after that, when she did come back,
The teacher?
yeah, when she did come back, she had it in for me.
Who's
Her name was Miss Matheny, and she was the fifth grade teacher at that time. And, but when she did come back, it's like she had it in for me, and where I had always get A's and B's, C at the latest, then my whole grades changed. And back at the time, different people tried to get my mother to go to the Board of Ed and fight it and stuff like this, but Mom said just let her repeat the fifth grade. But, you know, I don't know if I had Miss Matheny again or whether it was another teacher, but I didn't have any problem, but that threw me a year behind right there. And then, like I said, when I got pregnant with my oldest one, then I had to repeat the 10th grade because of the way she was born. Or if some girls and stuff was pregnant, they were able to go back to school in January after the first semester and stuff was over. They went back the second semester and I couldn't go back then. So I had to repeat. So that's what made me come out in '68.
Wow. And were there lots of girls who were having babies then?
More or less.
Yeah.
It
Community.
Yeah, it was more or less because at the time when I had my oldest one, it was different girls. I guess maybe about 5 or 8 of us pregnant. But what happened was, it depended on when you had your child whether you was able to go ahead on and compete and complete your year. And where now you can be pregnant and go to school the whole time, where then that was forbidden. Because once the school found that you were pregnant, you automatically had to be suspended. You did not go back to school until you have to get your baby. Now, it ain't like it is today where you can go. And, you know, like it's no big deal. But back then, that was a taboo.
Let's take you all the way through Mount Hope. From after fifth grade, and how do you get to Mount Hope, and what do you see?
Well, see, Mount Hope Glen Jean Elementary School went to the 8th grade. You didn't go to Mount Hope till you was in the ninth. And when we went to Mount Hope in the ninth grade, it was the typical junior high school years was great. Um, you were put in. I went in fact, I was put in for the cheerleader, and that's when I was found out I was pregnant. So my coach was not happy when he found out I had to give it up. With my second daughter, I had to give it up.
And his name?
Coach Pack. That was Charles, and Baby Charles is him. Coach, Coach Pack, and then Gene Spaderio, I think, was the track coach. I'm not sure, but Coach Pack was the football coach, and I think he lives in Bluefield. I'm not sure now, but you talk about a great coach, a great man, was Coach Pack. Everybody loved him. But at high school years were wonderful, because when I went to school, you had the silly clowns, but overall you had kids that were there to learn. And you had the support of the school teachers, the support of the school system, where to me today, you have a lot of teachers there to get a payday. You know what I'm saying? The kids today don't get the education we used to. And when I came along in high school at Mount Hope, I knew my teachers. You knew who to sort of stay away from as far as teachers as classes. So if you didn't need those classes, you didn't take them. And so I always felt I did very well in school. I never was below a C. I always mainly was on the roll, and I always carried myself where I felt that even when I would come back and visit, it was a Miss Stark. She was an English teacher, I believe, and then there was a Mr. Gwen. Like I say, Miss Parks. These are teachers, to me, have paved the way for me because they seen interest in a child or children, and they stayed on their case. If they saw you weaving away or doing something wrong, they didn't mind, coming to you in no uncertain terms and say, okay, you need to get your act together. So you mainly loved primarily all your teachers and stuff. There was a few that I stayed away from. But overall, they were good and enjoyed my teachers in my schooling experience.
What did you get involved with when you weren't in the classroom?
Well, I was in this group called, it was a black group that the girls and I had made up. We were called, what was it called? I can't remember the name, but our colors was black and pink. Black for nationality, pink for feminine. And it was something like a social club where just us we would get together, where we would like make up things that we're gonna do for a Friday night football game, or what we were doing stuff for the school to earn money for our classes. Like if we wanted to give like a social event, we would, raise money or whatever we thought we would raise.
Hey, would you like to join us?
No,
He's not a talker.
no. I can say yes and no.
Hey, Baby Charles was hoping you'd talk a little bit about track, because nobody's talked about track yet.
Leave
Maybe another time.
leave the man alone. He knows what he wants to do and what he don't want to do.
That's it.
You wanna go on, or you wanna wait a moment?
I'll wait till you finish.
This is great.
You
I'm
make
learning
me
a lot.
think. Well, no, you're making me think back. I thought, oh, God, stuff you don't forgot all about.